Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It's your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real. I wasn't sure if I was having technical difficulties or not. That's why it sounded like a question rather than a statement. But I'm here to bring you yet another exciting and informative video because edutainment is what I do. And we are going to be edutaining today on a specific Herald of Galactus, because I've been telling folks for the longest time, man, you can have a crap ton of heralds, man, which they actually do. But I'm saying there's a crap ton of heralds. I don't want to get off into that First Steps movie, but Airwalker. Airwalker is the herald of Galactus that we are going to be discussing today. By the way, that is an amazing looking custom Airwalker. If this is your custom, man, shout it out. Say, hey, I did that. Because I love to give credit where credit is due. And I ain't gonna be taking credit for some stuff I didn't do. But what we are going to do is do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to this page right here. When you subscribe, you will get notifications. Go ahead and hit that bell when the subscribe and the notification comes up, so you can catch all of these videos. You want to catch them. If you're digging with a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Because I do edutainment. And we, like I said, are going to be edutaining on this fella right here, Airwalker. Who is Airwalker? Why is Airwalker? What is Airwalker? Okay. As many of us may or may not have been aware of, Galactus requires heralds to scour the universe and find suitable planets for him to consume, because as we know, Galactus is the devourer of worlds. Until a recent Screen Rant video I came across, the article itself is a couple of years old, but at the same time, it said top 10 heralds of Galactus something. And I was like, wait a minute, top 10? That's my shield mug. Top 10? I thought there was only like 4 or 5 of them. Imagine my shock to find out, and this ain't even all of them, because they don't have action figures for all of them. They don't have an action figure for Stardust. They don't have an action figure for, I forget, the guy with the swords, something shift is what he was called. So quite a few. They've got the Thor Herald of Galactus in an action figure, but for some reason, not too many more. But you know what? And they certainly don't have an Airwalker one. Why? Because Airwalker, for being one of the earliest heralds of Galactus, I think Airwalker falls somewhere between the Fallen One and Norrin Radd. So, who is this Airwalker? Well, Airwalker made his first ever appearance in the pages of that comic book right there, Fantastic Four number 120. Interesting side note, though. Gabriel Lan, that appears, that's his name, by the way, Gabriel Lan. Airwalker, Gabriel Lan, appears in this comic book for the first time. However, get ready, this is kind of weird. The actual Gabriel Lan Airwalker was already dead, and this is a robot that Galactus constructed and put some of the essence of Gabriel Lon in it. Because according to most accounts, Galactus actually liked this guy, liked hanging out with him, liked talking to him, and they became pretty good friends. But Gabriel Lon was killed by the alien race known as the Ovoids. And we know Galactus's wrath was gigantic on that. Now, another interesting side note about the Airwalker is his best buddy is that guy right there. Pyreus Krill, who later becomes Firelord. Both Gabriel Lon and Pyreus Krill are both Xandarians. Yeah, those Xandarians that the wonderful Nova Corps comes from. Right? Right. So, unlike, most Heralds of Galactus, Firelord wanted to know where his buddy Gabriel Lon was and was searching the universe for him. And Galactus told Pyreus Krill, I'll tell you what happened to your buddy, but you have to become my herald. And that happened in this comic book right here. Firelord was pretty vicious initially, but he got socked out by Hercules in his comic book. So, I mean, Hercules likes socking people out. Again, Gabriel Lon didn't have a problem becoming a Herald of Galactus. He actually welcomed it. But like I said, he was killed by the Ovoids, and Galactus made an automaton. This automaton, which he got bored with and left on Earth, thought it was Gabriel Lon and ran afoul of, wait for it, I ain't gonna make you wait too long. Yeah, the mighty Thor. He ran afoul of Thor in Mighty Thor 305. That is not cover art because Gabriel Lon, at least this Gabriel Lon, is a robot. He was able to wield Thor's hammer, but not before Thor wised up and did this to him. Yeah, he threw his hammer straight through that house, and was done with him. We don't really get to see too much of Gabriel Lon anymore. He did pop up real briefly in the Silver Surfer run by Ron Lim. And he was a robot, and he was just stripped down. It wasn't nothing but a robot. Now, because he's a robot made by Galactus, he has regenerative capability, regeneration that's like on a par with say maybe like, you know what? I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to say it's pretty good. He can get whole parts ripped and destroyed off of him, but he can reintegrate and regenerate. But that robot got mashed by Morg, another herald of Galactus. Why didn't Gabriel Lon become as popular as most heralds of Galactus? We know who she is because she's had more than 2 stories written about her, 2 or 3. I know there was a story about Gabriel Lon and Pyreus Krill when they were all, on the crew of the Way Opener, which is the starship that Lon was the captain of. And that story was told retroactively. It was a retroactive prequel. Can that be such a thing? Yeah, it was a retroactive prequel. That's what I'm going to call it, because they told us the story of Gabriel Lon after he died. We met the Airwalker as a robot initially, And then later on in the pages of Thor, we learned about the real Pyrrhus Krill, and then we even got to see another story in Uncanny Origins. That was a book ran like in the mid to late 90s, and they just did like weird origins of weird characters, or I ain't gonna say weird, but off-brand, obscure. But if you know more about Gabriel Lon the Airwalker, drop it in the comments, because I'd like to know, is there anything else out there about him? It's like, dude, you're a Herald of Galactus, and nobody knows who you are for the most part. Weird. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other.